Good morning and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We are going to do a Throwback Thursday version of our paper pumpkin kit alternatives for August. So for our throwback, I have pulled out my stitched rectangle dies. This is the largest of them, and I cut out the card with the typewriter on it, and then I recut it to get this the smaller size. And the nice thing about these is with the stitched edge, you can pretty much lock it in against the old or the previous lines. It's almost like they click into place so that you don't end up like double cutting or ending up with extra. Like with this one, you could actually, if you cut it wrong, you could actually take the whole side off. So the nice thing about this is it does kind of lock in to the previous cuts. So anyway, that's the first throwback. Second throwback is this Daffodil Delight ribbon, which is, if it's not discontinued, it's on last chance. So we're going to do a simple landscape Z-fold card. And I pulled in my Celebratory Sips. How amazing is this with the Celebratory Sips paper? The colors coordinate, the size of the flowers coordinates, so the whole thing, the scale, everything is just perfect. So this is a landscape one, so I cut the paper at 4 1/4 and then scored at 5 1/2 and then 2 3/4, so half of the 5 1/2, so 2 3/4. So cut at 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and then again at 2 3/4, and then just folded it back. And I wanted to maximize how much of the paper we could see. So I've cut this to 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. And I'm going to put one piece here and one piece here. And because I'm putting the ribbon around and it's going to go on the back, I've just got a scrap that was left over. That's 5 1/2 by about 2 1/2. It's just a leftover piece. I'm just going to put it on the back so you can't see the tails of the ribbon. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, these are 4 1/4. They're the full height of the card. And for this one, it's a 2 3/4 so that you've got room to write on the inside, especially on this section here. And when you close it, this 2 3/4 piece will be here. So it looks like the whole front of the card is one piece. So I'm just going to grab my adhesive and we're just going to place this down and it will go right in the corner. So I'm just going to line it up in the corner at the bottom, corner at the top, and then press it down. I'm going to do the same on this piece here. This is going to fold over, so we're going to put that on this piece here. And then I'm going to put my ribbon on and put the piece on the back. And then we're going to stamp and decorate our front. So again, we're going to line this up right in the one corner. Make sure we're lined up in the other corner too. And I'm a little bit low, so I'm just going to pick that up. Make sure I'm right in that corner. And then I'm right in that corner there. There we go. So then when this folds closed, you get the full effect, less what's hidden by this. So let's go ahead and put our ribbon on. So I'm just going to put some adhesive at the top and at the bottom. And I'm going to put my ribbon on. And I know that you can even tag it out here. We know where the card front is going to go, so I just want a couple of pieces on the edge just to kind of almost highlight it. So we're just going to tuck this one right next to it, like that. And then we're going to bring these around the front and making sure they're straight. We're going to tuck that into the adhesive on the back, which is being a pain. Okay, so we're just going to fold that round, give it a good press into the adhesive, and then I'm a little bit over. There we go. We're going to do the same thing with the other piece. making sure they're parallel, and then just tucking that in behind. So that's our decoration for the front. And now I'm just going to put adhesive on this piece here. And I'm going to pop that. It doesn't have to be right up to the edge, but I'm just going to pop it over so that it hides the ends of the ribbon. Now I can go ahead and mount this piece, except I need to do the stamping first. I knew I'd get so excited to build the card that I didn't do the stamping. So I've got the For You from the kit, and I'm just going to ink this up with the Versamark again. And the Versamark just helps keep the stamp clean. It stops the staining, especially when you're using like the bright juicy colors. It just reduces some of the staining. And it also helps when the stamps are new and they haven't been cleaned yet. It helps to distribute the ink a little more evenly, especially if there's any oils or anything left over from the process of making the stamp. So we've got the For You stamped on here, and now we're going to mount this, but we have to remember we need the card to open, so I'm only going to put adhesive on this side. So I'm just going to pop some adhesive here. You could dimensionalize this if you wanted to. I'm not going to, but it's absolutely a possibility. We want this to be even, and this ended up being about 4 by 4 roughly. So I'm going to pop that down like that. I am a little bit over. I'm not quite in the middle, but because I've got this here, it really does balance it out. When you open the card, you've got room to write here. And if you wanted to put paper behind here, I'm fine with the wider space there. That's how that's going to work. And I've got one set of these yellow flowers left, and I've dimensionalized them with the mini dimensionals that came in the kit. And I'm just going to pop them down like that. If you've got bling, you can absolutely bling this up. And I'm looking at this going, I want to bling. You know me, I'm going to bling. So what do I want to bling with? I've got those I could bling with. Or do I want to use, what do I want to use to bling with? I think I'm going to use these. So these are the Charming Shimmer Faceted Gems. So we're just going to grab, I think, just a couple of them. This is the Petunia Pop ones, but they're going to tie in really nicely with all the other colors in the card. So I'm not overly worried about it. So should I put one there? Maybe I'll just pop another one up there. So there we go. So we've got a little bit of ribbon, we got a little bit of bling, and we've got our Throwback Thursday using the stitched rectangle dies. And we've got our Z-fold card, just like that. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned. We've got one more alternate left.